on Mondays and Fridays, and that's Anastarcia Palacious. Today's show is about my mom, Anastarcia Palacious, and she's awesome. She takes me to school. She goes to Bahamas in Sunrise. She hugs me and she kisses me. She's the best mom ever that I have. Enjoy the show. Mom, I'm very proud of you.
We're here trying our best to say goodbye to Star. But Cairo, we need to bring Cairo in studio next time. She's just such a wonderful young lady. And I can see it on her mother's face that she was presently surprised.
I am so surprised with this. Like the muscles in my cheeks are hurting because the smile is so genuine. But this is why. Good morning, Bahamas, and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. I am Anastarcia Palacious. A very happy Friday to you. I had to say that one last time, Mark.
Hey, get it in there.
Since it won't be happening anymore. This, of course, is my last show, and I just feel so grateful to be with a team that would take the time to put that together. This is why Cairo told me yesterday, Mark, that she's sad that I'm leaving, that I'm retiring, but that she's going to come and host the show. And that she will be here on Monday and Friday. So it makes sense now because she's already had a cameo.
I am ready for her. We'll have to put a little booster seat here so she can be on par. But she's definitely ready. We're going to call her Little Star, right? I do my best to keep my tears in. It's a good thing they got makeup on my face. It's keeping the tear in the duct. So how do you feel right now?
I am overwhelmed, I think. There are just so many emotions. When you've done something for 9 years, it is like breathing, right? That this is a part of my life. Even having 2 children during my time here, I always knew that I would be coming back. And so to know that I will not be coming back in this capacity, it leaves me feeling grateful for the time that I have spent here, but also very sad. This team is so amazing. This has just been the experience of a lifetime. And so even though I'm grateful for it and know that I have to leave now, it's still very sad to be doing so.
I agree, it's sad. I've been trying to keep it professional. I've been trying all morning. My heart. But I would say Cairo, see, I called you Cairo already, right?
See, she's the star.
Cairo, let's go. But Star, I've been on this show as a guest before, and you've interviewed us in different capacities. We've been on the show, and then I had a chance to guest host on and off, and then now to join you here in the seat full time. And throughout it all, you've always made me feel very welcome. And I come from a comedy background. I don't really take much things serious. But when I walk in here with you, your sense of professionalism, just the way you kind of take charge, and you just give everybody else confidence around you. So I might seem as though I'm confident, but it's only because Star helped me to feel confident in this seat. So I know that I definitely will miss you here, and I am grateful for you teaching me things on set, just being an inspiration. And I know that from here, you're going on to bigger and better, and you can be back because we can be talking to you because you're the queen of morning television show, everybody. This is the queen. This is the real queen we can be mourning over the next 12 days. Just let's say that.
Thank you for that, Mark. It really has been a blessing to see your evolution here on Bahamas at Sunrise and to know that I'm leaving the show in very capable hands. I trust that you and whoever comes after me will just continue to bring great education, great entertainment, great information to all those watching. And Bahamas at Sunrise carries on.
As we carry on with this show, I don't want to go any further, but we got a great show today. There's a number of other surprises we got coming up. I've actually got a quiz for Star. She doesn't know about that. We're going to be putting her in the hot seat, asking her some questions, seeing how her memory is still working after these 9 years. And Phil is back, and he is going to be here having a chat with Star, talking about her life and career. And then we're also going to be talking to marine biologist Candace Fields about the importance of shark conservation.
All right, sounds like a great show. I know nothing about it. I have this here, and it has like one segment for me. Everything else is on Mark's tablet. I don't know what's happening, but I do think, based on my 9 years of recollection, that coming up next is a look at the weather with the one and only Godfrey Burnside. It has certainly been a rough week, and even as we celebrate my goodbye, we honor those lives that are possibly lost as a result of Ian, and certainly even for those that are continuing on with life, it is a different one at the end of this week. And so we want to take a look now at what's happening with our weather. And for possibly the final time, I'm going to be saying with our G-man, Godfrey Burnside.
My heart!
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. What's first for you comes first for us.
Thank you, Star. Awesome, classy, very informative. One of brought beauty to the stage here at Bahamas at Sunrise. Yes, Mark, I'm like you. I've got my handkerchief. I'm going to put it to my face in a little while. I won't let you see me crying this morning. But Star, we just hope you all the best in your future endeavors. In your first look at weather at Sunrise, have troughing across the central Bahamas, and that's going to trigger off some showers and possible thunderstorms, mainly across the central and southeastern islands today. And then we have a high pressure build across the islands during the weekend. So a nice day in store weather-wise, a mix of sun and clouds, but you can expect a few showers, isolated thunderstorms, mainly across the central Bahamas, Exuma and Cat Island, Long Island, and San Salvador during the daytime, and into the central southeastern islands by evening. Your high temperature reaching 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, we're looking at partly cloudy skies, still some showers and thunderstorms across the central and southeastern islands. Your low temperature going down to 76 degrees Fahrenheit. And some regional highs and lows across the Caribbean, Barbados, 88 and 79. In Jamaica, 86 and 78. In Trinidad, 89 and 78. And the Turks and Caicos Islands, 89 and 77. Across North America, Atlanta, 71 and 61. In Raleigh, 69 and 62. In Miami, 88 and 76. Dallas, Texas, 85 and 58. And Toronto, Canada, 61 and 52. As you go to the weekend, we're going to look at a mix of sun and clouds. Still expect some showers and possible thunderstorms, mainly during the afternoon hours, mainly across the central and southeastern islands, with that troughing moving out the island sometime by Sunday. The temperature daytime will be in the upper 80s to lower 90s at daytime, and the mid to upper 70s at nighttime. That puts you up in your first look at weather sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Phil.
Thank you very much, Brother Godfrey, Brother Mark. Listen, guess who is back for one morning only, not even one night only. One morning only. We're flipping the script this morning. The host is now the interviewee. Can you believe it? 9 years, 9 months. I could see it on her face. She's trying to hold it, but we can break her this morning. Star, I can't believe that the season is up.
Yeah, I can't believe it either, Phil.
The season's up.
Yeah, I don't think when I started the year, we'd always talked about me staying on for a full decade, which is 10 years. And so when I started the year, I didn't think I would be here at this time. But you know, I'm a person of faith, Phil, and my life is guided by the great I am. And I think that you just have to be aware of when you've given your very best and when your race is finished.
There's a time for everything, right? So people, they've seen you these last 9 years, 9 months. They've seen this beautiful, talented, lovely young woman. I mean, we've seen you go through so many things, from obviously a career that has been budding and building, and got married and then had a child, and you know, I think it was 2 months you brought on the show, and then after that you had another one, and but exactly for people who don't know, who is, you know, we call you Star, but who you is really? Tell us about you, a little bit about yourself.
I think who we are is a continuous journey of growth and evolution. For me, what I can say at my core is that I am a communicator. Many years ago, I was at a church right here in Nassau. I think I just come out of university, and I was still in the College of the Bahamas, actually, and I was working with the Youth Ambassadors for Positive Living about HIV/AIDS awareness and health, and we'd gone to church together as a group, and the pastor's wife had prophesied to me at that time that I would be an influence to young people in terms of communication. And around that same time, I switched my major from tourism to communication studies. And I just knew at the core of me that I always wanted to build the nation through communication. And whatever that looks like has changed over the years. So for some time, that was as a youth ambassador and doing work with our government around young people. At other times, it was communicating to our tourism professionals and to visitors coming to our shores through my work with Atlantis. And then for a time, it was through my company, the Social Light Media, and doing lots of marketing campaigns behind the scenes as related to government projects. And obviously, God blessed me with the opportunity to come here to Bahamas at Sunrise, which all started with just just me being a guest, sitting in a seat just like this with Dwayne Sands next to me and talking about unions back in 2013. And it's just evolved into me being able to do what I truly love, Phil. This right here is, I think, the greatest blessing because I got to actually live and work in purpose for 9 years. It has truly been the greatest opportunity.
Oh, no doubt about it. I tell you, she is such a star. You know, when I was hosting a show not too long ago, no matter where I went, they would always be like, "Oh, you're the guy with Star." Listen, you're just simply the greatest. I really believe that, honestly. But you know, so 9 years, a lot of moments. I mean, when you think back on Bahamas at Sunrise, besides being, you know, hosting with me, what are you going to remember most about, you know, this experience?
Wow, besides hosting with you, there have been so many great times, and I think I'm going to remember the relationships, the fun I've had with the team here. Shelly and Tucker are upstairs with us right now, but you know, downstairs there's Gide, there's Terrence, there's Suzette. We do live TV, and lots can happen in live TV. And so there have just been some funny moments on the set. We've had the great opportunity to just meet some phenomenal people. The interview you and I did with former Prime Minister Hubert Ingraham stands out. My interview with Sir Derwent Noel stands out for me. But you know, also having fun trying to learn the roots dance, and that's when I realized I really couldn't dance. With Gide was fun. But the biggest one, I think, we had a guy by the name of Shaquille Demerit, who passed away in 2014. He was a part of that shooting in Fox Hill when they did the drive-by. And his mom came on the show about 4 days after, and just holding space for her. I think at one point I actually took her hand in that interview, and just the ability to be able to bring that story to the forefront and to remind people of the value of the human life. I think that's one that will always go down with me as the reason why we do this type of work.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You know, I too looked forward to I didn't look forward to getting up, but I certainly look forward to coming here and meeting, you know, family, you know, as you say at the end of the day. And just having to, you know, have these types of experiences. I honestly thought you were going to say as well some of the fondest moments involved all of the food stuff. Because the producer always gave you the live food segments, and then when it was time for me, the chefs came on and they talked. But anyway, you know, that's fine.
Good morning, Candy. Hello, Sappadilla.
Water under the bridge, water under the bridge. But again, you know, it just seems as though the sky is the limit for you.
Yeah.
Actually, the sky is not the limit because you're a star, right? I mean, so what's next?
That is a good question. I think that people think that I know, and I don't.
Okay.
But you know what I said to you earlier, Phil, that I'm a person who's guided by faith. And in this season of my life, I just feel like God is calling me to something more. I've been spending the past few years enhancing my speaking skills. People may know me as a speaker, and I do, you know, corporate events and talks, motivational events and talks. But I'm also a coach, and I'm certified as a transformational trainer. As of October, I'll be going to get that certification in hand. And I just want to do some more work around getting people to speak up more, to communicate more effectively. I truly believe that we can do a lot more healing once we're able to understand and manage our own emotions and communicate that effectively with others. So I know that there's going to be work in that training and development space for me. But honestly, Phil, I'm giving it to God. This is I call it my Joshua season, and I have to walk out into the water in order for him to open up the Jordan. So we'll see where he takes me.
I think he's going to open up so much more than that. You know, you've always been filled with passion. We've had so many lively debates here.
Oh yeah, they didn't catch them
on and off camera. But you know, again, you're passionate. You know, when you believe something, you'll challenge it, you'll fight for it. And so I have no doubt, Star, that whatever's next, we'll all be hearing about it. You know, we get to ask this so many times on Bahamas at Sunrise. But so moving forward into the next season of life, how do people get in contact?
Oh man, I remember asking these questions on that side. You know, I want everyone to join me online. My website is homeofstars.com, and it's designed that way in particular because my goal has always been to bring out the star in the person next to me, right? To make you feel as confident, as loved, as celebrated as I believe everybody ought to feel. So homeofstars.com. I'm on Instagram at Home of Stars as well, TikTok, Twitter, Home of Stars. And then on Facebook, you can find me at Anastarcia. So that's ANASTARCIA. Please, my community here, it has really been a joy being with you. Not just with Phil, who I obviously love, but with all of you for these past 9 years. And so I'd love if you stayed in touch.
You were loved. We are going to miss you. And I'm sure the entire family and everybody watching is really going to miss you. Star, we love you so much.
Thank you, Phil. Love y'all too. Terrence is probably freaking out.
I know.
Like that.
Listen, you're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. 9 years, 9 months. We're with the star. We've got more to come. We'll be right back.
So the push-to-talk device is a beautiful device. It operates on our world-class cellular network. You can take pictures, you can take videos, you can put your persons in different groups. If they want the engineering team to have a different communication than the finance team or the security team, you can do that with the push-to-talk device. And that's not something that you can actually do with a regular communications radio device. We have several different types of devices. There's the 380, the 580 plus, and then there's the 590 plus, which is the top of the line device.
I used to think of the bank as my personal ATM machine. If I wanted a new car, new furniture, a weekend trip to Miami, no problem, just max out the credit card or top up my loan. I was a big baller until I realized that 75% of my salary was going to pay back all those loans. Fidelity's personal financial coaching was the best solution. Fidelity gave me a plan with a debt consolidation loan that has a built-in savings that pays 5% interest. I now only have one low monthly payment plus money in my pocket. Give Fidelity Bank a call at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit any of Fidelity's locations or visit a website at fidelitygroup.com.
Welcome back. The Bahamian marine biologist, Candace Fields, is passionate about shark conservation and being a Bahamian advocate for the protection and importance of sharks and rays in the Bahamas. She is here today to talk with us about sharks and so much more. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Morning.
Very excited to have you on. We knew that when you signed on, there was a high possibility there was going to be a big shark somewhere in the backdrop, and we were right. We're happy that you didn't let us down. Tell us about your current schoolwork and research.
Yeah, so I am now in my third year, which is crazy to think about. My third year, my PhD at Florida International University in Miami. So I am focused on the oceanic white-tip shark, which is the shark that is behind me here. And it is a circumtropical, so it is globally found, or when it was abundant, it was globally found in circumtropical regions, and generally it dwells in the top kind of 200 meters of the water column. Most people will never encounter this shark because it lives in the open ocean. So even though it is often at the surface, people are rarely going as far out as you need to be able to come into contact with this species. So the species is now critically endangered, which means it's one step away from being extinct in the wild. And there are no animals of this species in captivity. So if it did go extinct in the wild, that would mean it was extinct altogether, which is obviously something we want to avoid. So there's a lot of conservation effort towards saving the oceanic white-tip shark and kind of getting their populations to rebound. They've experienced declines of upwards of 90% over the past couple of decades. So there's a lot of work to be done. But thankfully, the Bahamas is one of the last kind of strongholds in the Atlantic Ocean that you can find this species reliably. So my work focuses on partially genetics and partially looking at movement and kind of the relative abundance. So how much of them are there? And to do that, I'm basically looking at the population structure. So seeing how genetically similar are the sharks from the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Indian Ocean of the same species.
that research is definitely important. There's many lessons we could learn about our oceans and the fauna that resides in them. So you've said that our country is an unparalleled living laboratory, the likes of which cannot be matched anywhere around the globe. Tell us, what do you mean by that?
In the Bahamas, we are lucky enough where we, one, have multiple species. So we have quite a good bit of diversity, whether we're talking about sharks, coral, bony fishes. And then the way that our bathymetry, so the ocean topography basically is structured, is that we have relatively easy access to multiple habitats from shore in a very short period of time. So you're able to get to a study site in 10 minutes from land, which is not always the case. You're able to access different types of species, and you're able to do things in situ, right? You don't have to bring anything back to a home base, anything like that. So we're very lucky in that regard. And then also we have, for sharks, we have great conservation measures. And so things like that also help in terms of the overall ecological system being relatively healthy and stable and stuff like that. So we are just in a lucky situation where we can be easily accessed from multiple countries with quick flights or it's not going all the way across the globe.
Right.
And then we have so much capacity to you can be looking at a shallow coastal area 1 hour and then pop over, drive 10 minutes on your boat, and then you're in 400 meters of water, which is not necessarily the norm. So we are just very lucky in our setup. And also because of our archipelago, you don't have to only come into Nassau. You can look at different things and different islands. You're able to access so many different things that might be more challenging in other places.
Well, I agree with everything you said. As a terrestrial biologist myself, I agree with that statement. Just because of the different habitats that you have in close proximity to one another, whether it's land and marine or only in the marine environment. And there's lots to be studied and lots to be learned and lots of valuable resources out there. I want to get back to talking about sharks again. So tell us, what is so special about sharks? And I hear that you have an affinity towards hammerheads. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm personally, I think, drawn to sharks because of their kind of misunderstood perception, right? I think when most people think shark, their thoughts are negative or fearful, looking at sharks are only thinking about shark attacks or things like Jaws and all these negative portrayals that are often happening in the media. But for me, I find it very fascinating, these kind of very majestic, misunderstood animals. Like I want to understand more about them so that I can more effectively communicate why they're actually very great and why more people should have a positive perception of these sharks. I mean, in the Bahamas, for example, we should definitely want to conserve sharks because not only, like I talked about a little bit before, are they ecologically important, but sharks have a huge economic value in the Bahamas. The shark diving industry brings in over $100 million a year.
Yes.
So it's a huge revenue stream. People are coming from far and wide to swim with these animals. And like I said, places like an oceanic white-tip shark, for example, in the Bahamas is one of very few places where you would be able to come and see one in real life. And so we're very fortunate in that way.
As we close, I want to get your take on the Bahamas' shark conservation policies. Do you think they need to be strengthened?
I actually don't. So the Bahamas has some of the best shark conservation measures worldwide. So I'm very proud to say that. So the Bahamas in 1993 banned commercial longlining, and that was kind of the first major step for shark conservation, because what would happen is, they're setting these mile-long lines with hooks and hooks and hooks, and obviously even if you're targeting tuna, there's no way to only catch tuna, right? And sharks are very prone to being caught in this manner. It's called bycatch, which is basically if you're targeting species A, anything that's not that species is bycatch. So sharks are very, very, very prone to being caught in that manner. So the ban of commercial longlining was a huge step in shark conservation. And then we furthered that in 2011 by making the entire Bahamas jurisdictional waters, which we call the exclusive economic zone, making that a shark sanctuary. So basically the capture, sale, anything like that of shark or shark parts is prohibited by law. So we have basically the highest level of shark conservation that you can have. Now there is some, oftentimes, especially in light of maybe a shark attack, as I'm sure you're aware of what happened recently, or things like that. Fishermen are frustrated by something called depredation, which is when sharks basically take the catch from the fishermen.
Right.
So, and that can obviously be very frustrating if your livelihood is reliant on catching up fish. So there's often calls to kind of repeal the sanctuary or to pull back on the stringency of the sanctuary, maybe limit it to specific species and things like that. And I would say that's definitely a mistake. This is something that we are at the forefront of. As a very small developing nation, it's something that we as Bahamians should be proud to say that we have, and not something that we should be working against. So I do not think that they need to be strengthened, but they definitely need to just be continued, and more people need to be, I guess, educated on the importance of it, and get behind how important conservation is, especially in with climate change and all these things. This is something that we want to continue to be a leader in globally and not go backwards.
Well, I will add nothing to that because you said it so eloquently in very measured response. And yes, it is a consideration. You have to think about people's livelihoods in the midst of any conservation effort. And that balance is really where you got to find that sweet spot to have successful conservation policies. So I appreciate your expertise this morning. Candace Fields, our shark defender. She's out there studying the oceanic whitetip. Maybe one day I can get in the water and see one up close. You got to let me know when you're around.
That's the spirit. I will.
I'm not going in the water with anybody but you. All right?
Okay.
So thank you again, Candace, for joining us. Thanks for joining us, Bahamas at Sunrise. We appreciated you coming on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Thank you for watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
When I had got prostate cancer, my family didn't know if I was going to live. At Cancer Treatment Centers of America, within days, I got an appointment. They presented me with treatment options, and we set up a robotic prostatectomy. When my scans came back, there are no signs of cancer. They don't see you as a number, they see you as a part of the family. I'm going on with my life. It's a real gift.
Call us at Cancer Treatment Centers of America.
What do you want from a cloud solution? You want flexibility and edge? You want to modernize applications with the ability to deliver new ones with lightning speed. You want an infrastructure that's automated, secure, cost-effective, and scalable. You want to give the end user the freedom they want with the control you need. You can't get all that from just any cloud. You need something better. You need Bahamas Cloud. Contact the experts today at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
One thing, two things, blue thing, all things, things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right, and in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. Well, everybody here at Bahamas at Sunrise knows that while dancing may not be my strongest point, It is something that I absolutely love to do, and they wanted to send me off with something celebratory. So we have one of our favorite artists here to kick off this party. So happy to have our girl Sonovia Novi Pierre in studio. Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Hey, anything for you, Star. Anything for you.
Novi. When I walked in the set this morning and I saw Novi, I almost cried. I really did, because it's just been such a pleasure over these 9 years seeing you, Novi.
It's been a pleasure for me as well.
So many different spaces, whether it was Bahamas Drunk Canoe Carnival or you bringing us some young people with great talent, or talking to us about the work with the Ministry of Culture, and then most recently you were here. You were doing something with Sweet Emily at the time.
Yes.
How has that project been going?
Well, Emily and I are feeding off of each other, and it's been going really, really, really well.
Okay. All right. And so what are you up to now creatively? I know obviously now that the world is more back open, lots of things happening with Ministry of Culture. But do we expect any other new music projects from you coming soon?
Yes. Well, I mean, people that know me know I'm always doing something. I'm bringing Miss Bahamas Talented Teen back on stream.
Okay.
It's been a while, but I'm bringing it back. And then, of course, I'm writing for a lot of young people.
Okay.
And the Ministry of the Department of Culture is bringing the National Arts Festival back live, so we'll be back traveling through the country.
Okay, excellent. Sounds like a busy woman always.
Always.
But Novi, no matter how busy you are, whenever I hear your voice on the radio, I have to turn it all the way up, right? I even have my daughter loving Novi Pierre now. And so today you're going to be singing for us. What's the song that we're going to be
I'm
jamming
singing
to?
for you, girl. This is called Junkunu Party. So we're having a party, a star party.
Are you ready already? All right. I am going to step aside and come back in because I got to move with my girl.
Yes.
But let Novi take it away as we get some Canoe Party in on my final episode of Bahamas at Sunrise.
Yes. All right, let's do this for Star. Here we go. Hey! We're waking everybody up first thing this morning. Bahamas at Sunrise for Star. Here we go. We have a party. If you don't know, ask somebody, because Novi Pierre is at the party. Here we go. Come on. You sing to me, I just need to be free. I'm ready to party. The fire in my
This is low. Okay. Woo. Thank
Ma.
you.
You did good.
Watch out. Bring in the oxygen.
We out of breath, but so grateful. Thank you so much, Novi,
Yes,
for coming and
it's
being with
It's
here.
a pleasure to be here.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
So the push-to-talk device is a beautiful device. It operates on our world-class cellular network. You can take pictures, you can take videos, you can put your persons in different groups. If they want the engineering team to have a different communication than the finance team or the security team, you can do that with the push-to-talk device. And that's not something that you can actually do with a regular communications radio device. We have several different types of devices. There's the 380, the 580 plus, and then there's the 590 plus, which is the top of the line device.
I used to think of the bank as my personal ATM machine. If I wanted a new car, new furniture, a weekend trip to Miami, no problem, just max out the credit card or top up my loan. I was a big baller until I realized that 75% of my salary was going to pay back all those loans. Fidelity's personal financial coaching was the best solution. Fidelity gave me a plan with a debt consolidation loan that has a built-in savings that pays 5% interest. I now only have one low monthly payment plus money in my pocket. Give Fidelity Bank a call at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit any of Fidelity's locations or visit a website at fidelitygroup.com.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We're at the halfway point on this fabulous Friday. I'm Anastarcia Palacious. Thanks for staying with us.
And I'm Mark Daniels, and I dead hot and sweaty because if y'all ain't got your Junkanoo party, that's the most I move in a little while. So,
listen, I know that I'll be gone, but I hope that you guys bring the fitness segment back. Me and Mark breathing really heavy over here, trying to hold it together. Deep breath in, deep breath in. Okay. Really an awesome time this morning. The team has just been blowing my mind with these amazing and thoughtful moments. And I wish I could tell you what else was to come, but again, they even took the script now, right? It's literally not in front of me. I have no clue what's happening next.
well, up next, we're going to have ourselves a lovely quiz for Star. On my script, it says, who said it? But I can say, who say that? Right? Who say that? And so we're going to find out which host said which phrase on the show, going all the way back to 2014. So this is going to be exciting. And we're going to have a nice video, a tribute video, looking back at some of the highlights during Star's time here on the show. But before we get to that, let's take a second look at weather with Brother Godfrey Burnside. I can use some rain because I'm hot now.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. What's first for you comes first for us.
Thank you, Mark, and good morning, Bahamas. Yes, second leg of the brother Sunrise. Yes, Marsh, you're dancing the morning away, you and Star. Lovely dance. Around the tropics this morning, we do have Hurricane Ian. And at 5 a.m. this morning, Ian was located near latitude 30.8 degrees north, longitude 79.1 degrees west, some 145 miles south-southeast of Charleston, North Carolina, moving towards the north-northeast at 9 miles per hour. A turn to the north later today and increase in forward speed. Those winds are now 85 miles per hour with higher gusts. And then we're watching a tropical wave just off the west coast of Africa, moving west to west-northwest, has a 50% chance of tropical cyclone formation over the next 5 days. On the local scene, we have troughing emanating from Hurricane Ian over the central Bahamas and that's triggering off pockets of showers and thunderstorms, particularly over the central and southeastern islands today through tomorrow, but for the most part, a nice day and still weather-wise across the northwestern islands. In your marine forecast today, those winds southerly at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 for the northwest Bahamas, southeast to south at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the central and southeastern islands. On Saturday's winds south to southwest at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet northwest Bahamas, continuing southeast to south at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the central and southeastern islands. On Sunday, those winds become light and variable, seas 1 to 3 feet in northwest and central Bahamas, southerly at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the southeastern islands. Be reminded in the extreme northwest Bahamas, you get up some swells up to about 6 to 8 feet. Your tides. You can expect a high tide 11:36 this morning. Your next low tide will be at 6:05 this evening. High gain tonight at 11:54. Sunset will be at 6:57 this evening. Rising more at 7:01. UV index 8. Your water temperature 83 degrees Fahrenheit. And your moon phase, moving towards the first quarter. Your extended look. Troughing continues over the central southeastern islands. High pressure builds in. So a nice weekend start weather-wise. Mix of sun and clouds. There's a chance those showers and thunderstorms mainly across the central and southeastern islands. Though temperature daytime will be in the upper 80s to low 90s at daytime and the mid to upper 70s at nighttime. That puts you up in your phone looking weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Mark.
All right, and back, and we're to the, I wouldn't say the most fun part of the show, but another surprise we have for Star, and this is a quiz where we're putting her in the hot seat to find out who say that. Right? And so we're going back as far as 2014. Our producers pulled together several quotes to see whether or not it was myself, Phil Simon, or Romy Ferreira that said these things. So, Star, are you ready?
Okay, so my only options are Phil, Romy, and Mark.
And you.
And me.
You're in there.
Okay, this is a tricky situation,
There you
but I
go.
got it.
You're in there.
Okay.
All right, we're ready. Question number 1. All right, so on discussing the Baintown homecoming week, who said, and I quote, "Yeah, man, ain't nothing wrong with that. So many of our guests have come out of Baintown."
Is it Romy? It was me?
It was you. Star said that on April 6, 2018. And you're right, we had plenty of superstars coming out of Baintown. All right, that's just the first one. Let's go number 2. So who said, "Sorry, the undercover powers that be don't want you to see me this morning, but here I am and we've overcome. I'm ready for another marvelous Monday here on the show."
That would be me.
Oh, no, what? That was me. That was just last month. That was August 22nd, 2022. That's all right. We got some more. And we got ourselves someone crashing the field. You know, when you watch the soccer games and they got somebody, they come on the field, at least they aren't streaking, right? Perfect. Come on in. Join the crew.
No, we're live, baby.
So, speaking about Wendell J. Clear, who said, "He's been here since the inception, and that's certainly a milestone." And guess what? The J stands for jumpy.
I'm thinking that was Philip Simon.
That was Romy.
Oh my God,
November 7th. That's okay. That's okay. We're still warming up. We got a couple more to go. All right, here we go. Who said this? "I do try to learn something new every day. I try to experience something new every day, and I certainly try to laugh every day."
Could that possibly be me?
That was Phil. Phil, January 14th, 2019. We're getting there. We got a couple more left. Here we go. These are some tough quotes.
Okay.
These are some tough quotes. Okay. There was some debate over who picked what team was going to win the Super Bowl.
Okay.
So which host said, "We have written it down and we have you on camera. So I don't want us to go down this road. You're not Shaggy and I'm not going to believe it wasn't you."
That would be me.
Yes! Ding, ding,
I
ding,
remember
ding,
that
ding.
conversation with Philip Simon, who always pretends to pick for the winner and never does.
There
So
you go.
yes, I remember that one.
That was February 14th, 2022. All right, we got another one. So who said, "Yes, it's Monday. I couldn't wait to get up this morning and come and say good morning to you all this morning. I was thinking about it all last night, so we're wishing everybody a great week this week." Who does that sound like?
That's either you or Romy.
It's me!
Yeah, that's definitely Mark.
That's me. It's me! And that was February 7th, 2022. All right, we got 2 more. So who said, "I'm grateful that you mentioned Valentine's Day. This is proof you know it exists. I don't expect to get any bad reports over the weekend.
That would be me.
Yes!
Fighting for all women on Valentine's Day.
And you did say that to Phil, reminding him so you don't get in trouble, right?
Indeed. I look out for my girls on the show.
All right, and we got one more for you, Star. Who said prescriptions on Prozac actually went up with the news that there would be no Crab Fest? Who does that sound like?
Could that be Mark?
That wasn't me. That was Romy.
Makes sense.
May 29th, 2015. So that's all the questions we have for you directly, Star. But we do have a question for our audience. So our audience will have a chance to win. And so I want you guys to pay attention to this question because you're going to win a gift basket from Vitamalt if you get it right. So here we go. Star has a word or a phrase that she says very often. Is it A, oh my? Is it B, yes? Is it C, wow? Or is it D, no way? So is the answer A, oh my? Is it B, yes? Is it C, wow? Or is it D, no way? Call us at 322-1000 with the correct answer. Now, while we wait on that correct answer to come through, we want to take a look back at Star's time on the show, and so we have a highlight reel from the 9 years she's been with us at Bahamas at Sunrise. Please enjoy.
This is Bahamas at Sunrise, and now your hosts, Ramon Ferreira and Anastarcia Palacious.
Good morning, Bahamas. I'm Satario Emmanuel Ferreira, and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
I mean, we had one weekend of Halloween. He comes back with a different name. Good morning, Bahamas. I'm Anastarcia Palacious, and it's a pleasure to be next to the Spanish man on the side of me this morning. You know, the immigration policy just started, right? So you want to be careful.
Ah, boy.
That's so powerful, Zara, for you to believe that you could do something about it. So what led you to decide you would write your own book?
Well, looking at these books, I was thinking that there should be Black girl books. There should be more Black people books. So I sat down to think and I realized that I can write a book about Black girls themselves.
We celebrate you, we really do, and we are just incredibly proud of you for being featured on Fox News, for just all the work that you've been doing, and we continue to congratulate you and wish you all the best.
To show the ladies in the audience what it means to have a good man, you know, so you'll get your drinks coming to you, you'll definitely get well taken care of for the evening, and it's all in fun, of course. Something that some people get every night, but not everybody.
You know? Yeah, not everyone has that 1600 in their lives all the time.
Not everyone has
so
a 1600
they want to come
man
out on
the side
Thursday.
of them every night.
No,
so
they
for
don't.
those, they get a taste for the night.
All right. For those of us born after independence, we grew up saying the Pledge of Allegiance, singing that song that you wrote. To hear it said every time, how does that feel for you to know that your legacy just continues on with the birth of a nation? That is so phenomenal. How does that feel?
The feeling really the thrill. So it's a thrill in my body and tears in my eyes.
From the little girl that you were and the woman that you are, I am so incredibly proud of you.
and this has been God's gift to me this year. And her name is Cairo Aria.
Cairo Aria.
Yeah, and that means victorious lion of God. Well, I don't know. I may share with Phil, I may not. But it's the season for giving, so I may give something to Phil this morning. We're going to get to enjoy this, but people want to come in and join Sapadilla. He said, Phil, why are you here? We need a book from you. We need memoirs, an audio tape for Phil, an audio tape for Phil, and of course some sort of documentary, just so that we can have your presence of wisdom with us for years to come. So thank you so much for joining us this
Thank
morning.
you. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you. Of course, you're coming from the great island of Eleuthera, where I am from, the bluff up north. All of the Stewarts and the Johnsons and the Neelys would be my good family up there in the bluff Eleuthera.
That's some of my personal friends. You come from a good stock, okay?
We 20, y'all. We ain't teenagers no more. We big people.
We are indeed with a big crew to celebrate this moment with us, and each of these people plays or has played such an instrumental role in getting us here to 20 years.
Since 1967, Freeport Oil Company Limited has been dedicated to fueling growth and prosperity in the Bahamas. We have been a constant pillar within the country, striving to invest and support our community through the best of times and the worst of times. For us, Full Call represents 21 years of strength and consistency, consistent leadership, consistent growth, consistent customer service. Through it all, we are resilient. Full Call, fueling growth for people.
What do you want from a cloud solution? You want flexibility and edge? You want to modernize implications with the ability to deliver new ones with lightning speed. You want an infrastructure that's automated, secure, cost-effective, and scalable. You want to give the end user the freedom they want with the control you need. You can't get all that from just any cloud. You need something better. You need Bahamas Cloud. Contact the experts today at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Good morning and welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We've had such a wonderful time today celebrating Star and her legacy. And as you can see, we have the set full of persons that love her, have worked along with her, and supported her throughout the year. I don't know what we're going to do right now, but I see we got coconuts, we got cakes, and we got smiles. So let's get this on a roll. I know we got some cake cutting and some toast to do. So we're just going to freestyle this. And who's up first?
That would be the boss lady, I assume.
So I just want to say thank you so much, Star, that you have done wonders for our show. I've watched you grow. I've watched our show grow. And I just wish you nothing but continued success with God's grace.
Thank you, Miss A. Thank you so much.
Better watch that, Miss A. Don't let go. Miss J. Don't let go.
So we've got ourselves some coconuts here. Don't worry, there's no gin in these yet. We'll wait till we get all set.
I will say that I am so grateful for this. I really am. The team of people that you see around me have been the absolute greatest blessing to my life over these last 9 years. Obviously today I'm joined by my husband and our kids, as well as my in-loves, my mom who flew in from Grand Bahama, my little brother, and my sister to be someday, Janae, are all here, as well as this amazing team. Mr. Claire's back, y'all. One of our original cameramen to be here today, and it just is a testament to the quality of the team here. It is going to be with a heavy heart that I walk away today, because I will miss all of you so much. So many lessons gained, so many stories explored. The greatest one is this, that when you put yourself in position to be a person of excellence, God will always open the door. And that's what he did with me here at Bahamas at Sunrise. So thank you, Miss A, for taking a chance on me as a guest that came on the show, to making me a guest host, to putting me in this position of 9 years of awesome growth.
You have
Thank
fulfilled all our expectations.
Thank you,
Thank
Miss
you.
A. Thank you. Cutting cake?
Yes. Mark.
Let's get what was really important, right?
Mark, Phil.
Who's cutting? Oh,
Star.
Are we doing like the...
Like the 3 people cut? You know, cutting cakes has never been my exact gift, right? I have a cousin that I normally just bring to do these things.
This cake looks good.
Now my husband asked me what type of cake I like. I thought he was doing it for my birthday, but in reality,
you?
Like, babe, what's your favorite type of cake? I say, oh, look at me getting a birthday surprise. It's a sunrise surprise.
All right.
Thank you so much. And y'all can see the mummies on face, right? 'Cause they have to smile all the time.
Jamal, what you say, man? What you say?
Yeah, man.
Thank you so
Hey,
much.
everything
This
good? It's
is-
good to be here.
Wow.
Miss Aubrey made sure I stay up all night to complete this portrait for you. I just want to thank you for being a good friend and an inspiration to all Bahamians, and congratulations.
Thank you so much, Jamal. Oh, wow. I am a celebrity artist watching. I don't know if you can, is there anything higher? The queen had one of these, boy. Thank you. Thank you all so much. Miss Brenda. Gotta miss you, my love. Thank you. Yeah, you come with me, eh?
I'll
Let's
take
go,
that
Miss Brenda.
I know, right?
Oh, should I say goodbye for the last time? Just in case people still here? I don't know. We might be clear. We still here? Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
go.
So
You can do whatever you want.
I could say a special
Wow.
thank you
Okay.
to Suzanne.
To Suzette, to Terrence, to Miss Brenda, to Renee, to Shelly, to everyone. Miss Muggs, to Miss Aubrey, to Tucker, to Annalise, to all the interns we've had over the years. To G-Day, of course, who knows his place in my heart. To Kari, who has always been a good friend and a great producer, and just this entire team at the counselors. I'm sure I'm missing a name. Forgive my heart, because my heart is in the right place. It's just that the memory is slipping as I try not to cry as I say goodbye. And to you, the viewers, truly, 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 to you, the viewers, thank you. Thank you for greeting me in the food store. Thank you for telling me that I'm smaller in person than I am on TV. You know, I'm gonna miss y'all. And so for the final time, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Bahamas at Sunrise. Mark will be back with more on Monday. Cheers.
Oh my God!